All right, let's get into this box. There we go. Welcome back to your average level 1 tech. We have the pleasure of installing the UniFi NAS 8 Pro. We have 2 NVMe's to go in there. We have 6 16 terabyte drives. So without further ado, let me unbox this. And the only other thing that comes in the box is this. We'll start with this. It's power cord and the racking ears and some mounting hardware. We will not be using this. I'll show you what I'm using later on. We got hardware here for days. Good quality hardware. And fit if this is gonna go on your desk. Pretty heavy actually without the hard drives in there, so I'm a little worried how heavy this is compared to my UNAS 7. Alright, this is it again, the handy installation guide here. It comes with rails. That is absolutely fantastic. You can see here UniFi does a good job of making sure this front I/O is stepped on pretty good. So we'll remove this so you get, this is nice to make sure this don't get damaged in shipping. You probably should probably be using more care as you're unboxing that. The 2-less drive trays, really nice, like that. You obviously get an 8 this time around instead of the 7 that came with version 1. I don't know why they did that. No panel, no I/O panel, you just have the light. Kind of surprised. It would be nice to be able to reboot this thing without having to open up the UniFi console. And this is the business end of it. We have three 10 gig ports right here. You have your copper and then SFP, massive fans here. I went with one PSU, which I will be getting that second one as soon as possible because this is going to be my main unit here. And this just goes there. That's it. That's the simplicity of it. All right, let's go ahead and get this set up. One thing I forgot to mention, hidden neatly behind this plate here is the NVMe spot for 2 NVMe's. And just kind of pull there, put your nail in there, and you get this. These get removed by a special tool, and I'll show you how that all works. Okay, so these are the NVMe adapters. So they come with the tool removal kit, as I mentioned. And this goes down here. Push that. Oop. That's just a cover for it, so we don't need to worry about that. So we'll get one out of this too. So I'm going to populate both of this with 4 terabytes of Samsung NVMe. And we'll see if that does any good with SSD caching. And let's get this in here and see what that looks like. This is why UniFi is winning. You have all these tools that you need to do the job, even if you don't have a collection of tools. So we'll go ahead and get this bad boy in. So this is kind of nice. You could use this guy here, but why? When get yourself one of these bad boys. This is gonna just speed up our life, because who's got time for that, right? All right, let's pull that out. This screw, and I like this other screwdrivers because they're so they don't have a whole lot of torque, so you're not gonna break things. Comes with this. Make sure you remove the cardboard, otherwise you're gonna fry some things. Okay. Now this is if you're using the 80, so this will go in here, and we'll go right that way. Okay, and I believe it comes with the tape, your heatsink tape. So we'll go ahead and put this back on here. So I removed that, and as you could see, it's on here. It's ready to go. You just drop it in, and we're good to go, folks. It's UniFi makes life that much easier. And once I get close, then I hand tighten, just in case I don't strip things out. That's one, and we'll do the other one here, and then we'll be good to go. And once it's in there, and I'll show you how that comes out. Just gonna do the second one here. Like I said, it comes with all the tools. Don't lose this. If you need to replace that, I'm sure you can find any flat object around the house to make it work, but I find that having the tool that the manufacturer intended works just fine. So, and we could do it this way. Maybe not. I think it's best to slide it from the inside out. Now we know. And I don't think this gets any tighter than this. Nope. Oh, actually it does. It pull a little bit. Okay. Just like that. We're in, and then this cover goes on, and the NVMe's are done. All right, so we're gonna install the drives. What I'm gonna do, I only have 6 hard drives, but they're massive, massive capacity. As you can see, 16 terabytes. So we're just gonna populate slots 1 through 6. I'm sure you can put them in a weird random order, but my OCD would not allow me to. This is why I like the UniFi system. Toolless drives, everybody should come with that. You just literally go in here this way, snap in, drive 1 is in, we're gonna do 2. I mean, you can rock hundreds of these in a day. Don't drop any one of these light bulb. Okay. Let's pull in. So you see how nice how the tool is designed. Next slide. That much easier. Don't put it reverse, it will not work. So you're serious. Doing it in a rush. Last but not least, I think we're gonna do, we're down to 1 drive, and we'll grab another down the road. Okay, you get a bag with 3 different screws. So you have on the side here, these are the rack screws. We're gonna install the rails and the rack ears. So you'll get a bag like this. You have the rack studs here that go in, and the screws, and then in the middle here you have 16 of these screws here that we will use to mount everything else. So without further ado, let's get that done. Now it's important to note you have a curved side and a flat side. The curved side will go on towards the back of the UNAS, and then the front will just slide in just like. I'm sure you could see this, but then it will just slide in like that, and you're good to go. See this red. Screws in finally. Real screws today. Okay. This is why you have this local screwdriver. So you don't want to screw anything. Or is it going to screw level? I do the end spots and now everything else will align. This makes life so much easier. Now I'm right now, everything. Okay. We'll do the ears next. This is very interesting how this system works together. So we're going to go ahead and put this up here. The right ears. This whole thing works together to make it so it will work for a long rack. Hopefully, we'll find out. Have a pretty deep rack. Okay, the micro editing is going to be in rack. To make these short rails work for a long rack, hopefully we'll find out. I have a pretty deep rack. All right, get these rails on. For the rack mounting, I opted for the rack studs. You guys are familiar with this. Pretty much every high-end YouTuber is using this. They're very convenient, toolless. I mean, you can see with a screwdriver to speed up the process of tightening it. But look at that. You buy a whole bunch of these. I bought this like a couple years ago, and I still have a lot of them. So that's what we're going to use. In this case, we're doing 2U. So we're going to count all the way down here to this next one here. And then these go in. You have a little tab here that just slides right over and kind of sits in there. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and slide this bad boy up. There we go. Okay, we're mostly on the rock sides. Now we're gonna go to the back side, and then we'll come back and secure the front. All right, you're probably wondering, why does he have a piece of wood in there? I use this piece of wood so that I could be able to keep this from not being too sagging so that it can stay on the rock studs. Now I'm gonna go ahead and slide my rails in here. Right, look at that. So then we'll be able to raise it up. I'll slide it aside. And then, with that guesswork out of the way, we knew this is where we ended right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and put our rock studs in. Okay, with that done, I'll pull this back, and then just like that, we are secured in the back. All right, we'll go ahead and put these on. Next is upgrade this over here to something else, but that's a project for another day. And we'll remove our 2x4 because we don't need that anymore. So for the networking, I am going to use a single DAC cable here from UniFi. We're just going to go port 2 on the UNAS, and just like that. All right, I had this in here, so we're going to pull this out because we don't need that. DAC as in direct attach cable. I can never remember which orientation. There we go. So we got that in. And since my rack is tight here with power, I just end up using these bad boys. But this is not a good angle, but we'll make it work. All right. And there was our UniFi power cord. Bring that from underneath here, and in a second you'll see that light up here turn on. So let's go for it. There we go. All right, let's go ahead and jump onto the UniFi console and adapt this bad boy and put some data to it. New console detected, as you can see here top. We'll go there. Look at that gorgeous animation, right? UniFi just does too much, but I like it. 03. We've got 3 of these. So all right, talk amongst yourselves as we sign into this all this. We want to continue without a backup because we're adding this to the equation here. All right, now we'll go to dashboard here. Advanced, proceed. It's updating, and we'll be right back. All right, let's go ahead and log in and configure this bad boy. And I like the video that comes along with this. All right, we're gonna go set up storage. Now this is where I haven't thought through this process at all. So we work with me here. We're gonna work together. So we got 16 terabyte drives, as you could see, and then 2 NVMe setups. Now, based on the UniFi, I think we're gonna try to do SSD caching for these 2 here, and then we'll do the rest. I think we wanna do this option here. Multiple storage pools. So we'll do 1 pool here, 1 pool there, and then SSD caching. We're gonna go ahead and add drives to the group here. Bear with me here. Let's do advanced RAID protection here. Okay, so we're gonna go with advanced RAID protection RAID 6. We'll go with this, all the 6 drives we'll create. Okay, I understand. If you have anything, hold your peace. And then after this is done formatting, we'll be able to, I believe, add these guys, assign them as SSD caching. So we'll wait for this to finish. It's really fast, pretty fast. Now that it's done syncing, as you can see down below here, it says assign to storage pool. Before you create the storage pool, these will not be available. They'll show you what you can do with them, but until you actually create the storage pool, these are grayed out and you can't do anything with them. So we're gonna assign this to our storage pool. Yes, add that. Let's understand what the madness is behind this. So you got two cache types. You got read only and there's RAID 0. So you have a bunch of, you have an 8 terabyte read only. But this is gonna be my primary production machine. So I wanna make sure that if one of those NVMe's fails, my files that are on there are good. So I'm gonna go with the read and write, and this if you hover over here, this will tell you what that means here. So we'll go on with the second option there here, read and write for RAID 1. So that's what we want there. And I'm sure you're leaving speed on the table by going RAID 1 here, but I'd rather have my files. So we'll go ahead and create this guy here. Okay, format those drives also. We have a 4 terabyte NVMe drive for caching only. So we're gonna write some files to it and we'll see how fast this thing is. And then I'll conclude today's activities exercise. If you enjoy this content, hit that like, subscribe, help me out, keep the lights on. We gotta pay for the lights and we gotta pay the camera person also. All right, we have the UNAS here. We're gonna connect it by SMB. This is how I'm gonna be primarily using this unit, so it's fitting that I test it the way I'm gonna be using it. I know there's NFS, but even inside UniFi's system, they recommend SMB. Although they do have the HTTP, their browser upload, which is also just as good. And I like that because you can resume downloads if they fail. Okay, I'm gonna connect. Let's give it I gotta put in my password off screen here, so bear with me. And we'll bring that up. Okay. I don't have very many shares on this machine, but here we are. So we're gonna test. Actually, this is the folder I use quite a bit. So I just downloaded some files in there. So we're gonna go ahead and we'll use that. We'll select that. All right. So now that's added to my share. So in the Blackmagic speed test, I like using this. I'm sure there's probably better ones, but we're gonna start with the smallest drive size. Let's start this. Let's see. Now this Mac has a 10 gig NIC. This is a Mac Mini. I don't know if it's there we go. So 10 gig NIC. This is what speed we're seeing. I was able to see about 1,000 megabytes per second earlier when I was testing on my computer upstairs. But still here, these are not bad at all over the network. So let's stop that, and then we're gonna go extreme here. And we're gonna do a 5 gig file, and we'll start there and see. And there you have it. So pretty good for what it is. The caching, I think it works over the network, and these are spinning drives. But I think most of that heavy load is being taken care of by the SSD. So let's wait for this to finish. It starts out high and then it drops, and then we got about 300. So not bad, you know. So it does its job. I think I'm rather happy with this speed over the network. Okay, we'll stop that, and we'll go in the middle of the road here. We'll go 3 gigabytes, and we'll see what that looks like. So it starts off about 650. I did see it today sustained over 1,000 megabytes per second. So that was really impressive to see. At one point, I think 1,300, but not bad. So I don't know if Blackmagic is doing something different with their tests. Perhaps I could run a different disk speed tester. So if you're interested in that, let me know, and I'll probably maybe just make a shot of that. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Until next time.